once again to English ESL and this is your friend Coach Mithika. And today we are going to talk about the important meal of the day. As we are talking about morning routine, so it is quite obviously breakfast. And it is important for a good reason. As the name suggests, breakfast breaks the overnight fasting period. And I've heard people quite often mispronouncing this word as breakfast. So dear students, it is not breakfast, it is breakfast. What it is? Listen again, breakfast. So as it is not a health channel, it is an English channel. So my audience will be more interested in knowing the verbs and nouns in connection with this making of a breakfast. So let's get started. Now different people take different things in their breakfast. So they make different things. Now let's learn how we make tea or coffee. Suppose it is not I who makes the tea or coffee, it is my sister who makes the tea or coffee for the breakfast. Why I am suggesting so? Because I want to teach you the grammar point through third person pronoun subject. Whenever there is third person singular pronoun, the verb always take S or ES after it. And if you wonder how to pronounce these endings, you may watch my video on that. So what does she does first? She scoops some ground coffee into the filter. So scoop means is to move using the scoop. And what is ground coffee? Ground coffee means grind some coffee beans into a grinder and you get the ground coffee. Alright. And what is a filter? A filter has small holes in it. It allows only liquid or gas pass through it. It does not allow any solid to pass through it. Now you may wonder, strainer also does the same thing, but strainer has some large holes into it and it sometimes allows some solid to also pass through it, and probably it has a handle. Now what does she do next? She pours some water into the coffee maker and she turns on the coffee maker by pressing the switch, like the way in the picture. And as the water heats up, it starts dripping through the ground coffee into the pot. Why have I made use of the preposition through? Through means moving from one side to the other side. For example, I am moving my pencil through this. Or you could say, I am dropping my pen through this. Or I am looking from one end to another end, like this. Or you could say, I am looking through this. And in my last chapter about getting dressed a man, I use this preposition. Do you remember in what context? Okay, I tell you. I slipped something through the loops. Now, do you recall what was something? Okay, if yes, then please answer in the comment box. Brother doesn't like coffee. He prefers tea to coffee, so he makes tea for himself. So what does he do? He boils water in the tea kettle and he pours the hot water in a teapot. And then he adds some tea leaves. And then as the tea leaves soak in the water becomes tea. And then he strains the tea like this way. He strains the tea into the cup. Right? This is we called a cup and this we called a saucer. So till now we have discussed how to make what we like to drink. Now let's discuss how to make what we like to eat. And we go with both fire and non-fire cooking, depends on the time. If we don't have time, we go for non-fire cooking. And we end up preparing a cold cereal. Let's learn how we do that. So it is not I who make the breakfast at home, it is my sister who makes the breakfast. So let's see how does she make it. What does she do? So she takes the bowl and she pours some cereals into the bowl. And then she pours some milk and sprinkles some sugar on her cereal. So sprinkle means making small pieces fall over a wide area. For this purpose, you could use this spoon or a scoop, or you could use your hands to sprinkle something fall over a wide area like this. If you remember, you must have heard this word before. You remember where? Maybe it's your mom must have instructed you, please sprinkle some salt over your salad. Then what does she do next? She peels the banana. So what does peel means? Peel means to take the skin off. Why did I say off? Because the skin was on this banana. So after peeling, this is my peeled banana and this is my peeling. Then what do? I slice it. Slice means to cut something into fine pieces. So if I don't have banana to add on to my cereal, I take another fruit like apple. So I do not slice the apple to add into my cereal. I just chop it and then put it into my cereal. Sometimes when we run out of cereals, we make toast for ourselves. So how do I do that? I put 2 slices of bread into my toaster, and by pressing the starter, I lower the bread. You can see the hot wires inside the toaster toast the bread. The toast pops up when they're done. Then I spread some jam and butter, or if I have sauce, then I spread the sauce on my toast. I'm spreading all over. Would you like to have it? It looks so yummy. I hope you would not mind if I have it. Yummy. If I have time, I prefer cooking on fire. So let's learn what verbs and nouns do we need for frying an egg. There are 4 burners in my stove, and I have an electronic gas stove, so I don't need lighter to light up my burner. I just turn the gas knob on and one of the burner lights. Then what do? Then I put a frying pan on my burner, and then I melt some butter in the pan. So what is melting? Melting means to heat up something until it changes from solid to liquid. So you can see how we are melting the butter. And then I crack an egg. I throw the shells into the garbage. When the egg fries, I flip it over once with the spatula. Then I take it out of the pan and I put it on the plate. Now what are the parts of an egg? This yellow part is called an egg yolk, and this white part is called as the white and the shells. And if you serve somebody the egg, and if you present the way I have presented in the picture, it is called as sunny side up. Almost all Indians prefer eating flatbreads in their breakfast. So how do we make it? What do we need to make it? So you can see the picture 1. It is representing the utensils needed for making the flatbread. First of all, we need a dough like this way. Number 2, number 3, number 4 and number 5 picture. Finally a dough. So what is the next step? You need to take some dough. This is dough. This is not a flour. Flour changes into a dough. So you need to roll into a ball like this way, number pictures. And then you put it on a rolling board and then you roll it. Once you are done with that job, you take the roll bread off the rolling board and you put it on the griddle as in the picture number 10. And once it is done, you just flip it over with the help of flippers, or we call it as tongs, and then you finally bake it on the burner.